Welcome all children. Hope you all are well as we are doing the chapter 2nd structure of atom in your class 11 chemistry, and so we'll be further discussing the topics. So before moving to our topic children, I want to tell you all that there is 30% reduction in your syllabus as per the CBSE guidelines. So many of the topics that we have covered have been reduced. I have told you all about those topics which have been reduced in the syllabus. So now we'll be doing further as per the new syllabus given by the CBSE or as per the reduced syllabus given by CBSE. So the topic we'll be covering today children is Bohr's model for hydrogen atom. So there were some drawbacks of the Rutherford model. So to overcome those drawbacks of the Rutherford model children, a new model was proposed by Bohr, and that model which was proposed by Bohr is known as Bohr's model of atom. So now children, what does this model states, or what are the postulates of this model? So this model states that children, suppose this is an atom. Okay, if this is an atom, then this atom consists of a small heavy positively charged nucleus. Atom is having a small positively charged nucleus, as you can see in the center. Okay, and this around this nucleus the electrons will revolve. So we have a positively charged heavy nucleus in the center around which the electrons are going to revolve, and the electrons are going to revolve in a circular orbit. Electrons will be revolving in a circular orbit, and as there are theoretically many orbits possible, children, there are many theoretically possible orbits around the nucleus. There will be many orbits around the nucleus, but you know that the electrons will revolve only in those orbits which have a fixed value of energy. If the energy of these orbits is less than a specified value of energy, then children, electrons are not going to revolve in that orbit. So for making an electron to revolve around the nucleus in a particular orbit, these orbits should possess a fixed value of energy. Therefore, these orbits are known as energy levels or stationary states. Therefore, these orbits are known as energy levels or stationary states. Now children, here the word stationary does not mean that electrons are stationary, that the electrons are not revolving. This is not the meaning of the term stationary. The meaning of the term stationary is that the value of these orbits energy is a fixed value. These orbits are having a fixed value of energy. So this is what the term stationary states means over here. So children, these are the orbits, first, second, third and fourth, and we can say them, these are the different energy levels. So it is K, L, M, N. So these are the different energy levels. You can write them 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can write them K, L, M, N, O, P, like this you can write. Now children, here the energies of the different stationary states in case of hydrogen atom, the energy, if you try to find out the energy of these stationary state, this is a stationary state 1, this is for stationary state 2, this is stationary state 3, this is stationary state 4. If you want to find out the energy of these stationary states children, then there is one formula which was given by Bohr to find out the energy of these stationary state. So the formula is En is equals to minus 2 pi square me power 4 upon n square h square. So this is the value of the energy, that is 2 minus 2 pi square me to the power 4 upon n square h square, where children pi you know it is equal to 3.14, m is the mass of electron children, E is the charge on electron, and children h is the Planck's constant. H is Planck's constant, E is the charge of electron, m is the mass of electron. Okay. So on putting the value of m, E and h in this equation, the energy comes out to be minus 21.8 into 10 to the power minus 19 n square joule per atom, and this one, or it is equals to minus 13.6 electron volt per atom, or it is equals to minus 1312 n square kilojoule per mole. Okay, so these are the different values of energies on the basis of units: joule per atom, electron volt per atom, kilojoule per mole. Okay children, so these are the values of energy. And children, for here it is given n. So for first energy level n is equals to 1. For second energy level n is equals to 2. For third energy level n is equals to 3. First, second, third. For fourth energy level it is equals to 4. Okay children, so this is what. So now children, one more thing. The first energy level, this first energy level, n is equals to 1. Okay, the first energy level n is equals to 1, it is closest to the nucleus. As you can see, k shell is closest to the nucleus. So the shell which is closest to the nucleus, it has the lowest energy. Okay, k is having the lowest energy which is closest to the nucleus. And children, as we move outward from k to l to m to n, the energy will start increasing. Okay, the energy will start increasing. So the order of energy is given like first is having lowest, then second is having more than that, then more than that is third, and more than that is fourth, and so on it is. Okay children, I just hope this one is clear to you all. Now we'll be moving to the next topic children. Okay, we'll be moving to the next topic over now. So children, for hydrogen-like particles, if we take for hydrogen-like particles, like if we take the energy of He positive and Li2 positive. Why I am telling that these particles are hydrogen-like particles children? Because He positive is having 1 electron and Li2 positive is also having 1 electron like hydrogen. So these two are hydrogen-like particles. So the energy of these two hydrogen-like particles children is equals to minus 2 pi square mz square e to the power 4 upon n square h square is equals to minus 1312 z square upon n square kilojoule per mole. Okay children, so this is the value for hydrogen like particles for the energy. Okay children, now next, the radii of the stationary states of hydrogen atom. The radii of the stationary state. Children, when I talk about the radii is the distance from the center to the shell. So for first shell the radii this to this. For second it will be up to n is equals to 2. Okay children, so the radii for hydrogen atom is given by the formula Rn A naught n square. Okay children, here the value of A naught is fixed. A naught is equals to 0.529 m strong or 52.9 picometer, or it is equals to 0.0529 nanometer. Okay, so this is the radius of the first stationary state. This is the radius for the first stationary state, that is n is equals to 1. Okay, so the value for that is Rn is equals to A naught n square. Children, A naught is having this value, and this is the radius of the first stationary state, and this is known as Bohr's radius. Children, this is known as Bohr's radius. Now, next one. For hydrogen-like particles, the radius of the stationary states is given by R is equals to A naught n square upon Z. Okay, children. So, this is the radii for the stationary states of hydrogen-like particle. It is divided by Z. Okay, children. Now, next one is velocities. If you want to know the velocity with which the electrons are moving in different orbits, the velocity with which the electrons are moving in different orbits, that is given by Vn is equals to V naught into Z upon N. These formulas you have to learn, children. These have been derived. You don't have to derive them, but you should exactly know what is the formula for radii stationary state, what is the formula for the velocity of the electrons with which they are moving. Here, children, the value of V naught is fixed. V naught is the velocity of the electron in the first orbit, and it is having a value of 2.188 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter per second. This is the value of V naught over here. It has a fixed value. Now, next one is, children, as you know, the electrons will revolve only in those orbits which have a fixed value of energy. Okay, so electrons are going to revolve only in those orbits which have a fixed value of energy. And children, as the energy is fixed, so you can say that the electrons in an atom can have only a certain definite or discrete value of energy. The electron which is revolving in an orbit, they will have a definite or discrete value of energy. They will have a definite value which is revolving in an orbit and not any value of their own. These electrons are not having the value of energy of their own. वो खुद से अपनी energy कुछ अलग से नहीं बना सकते हैं. उनकी energy fix होती है. इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं, therefore we say that the energy of an electron is quantized. The value of energy is in the form that is the value is quantized. Okay, that is they have a definite or discrete value of energy and not any value of their own. Okay, they have a definite or discrete value of energy. Therefore, the energy of electron is quantized. Now, next one is, children, like energy, the momentum, angular momentum of an electron will also have a definite or discrete value. The angular momentum of an electron, children, angular momentum of an electron. You know what is angular momentum? You have studied in physics. Angular momentum is moment of inertia into angular velocity. You know, children, that the electrons are revolving in a circular orbit around the nucleus. Okay, so these electrons will be having some moment of inertia and they will be having angular velocity also. So what is angular momentum? Angular momentum is moment of inertia into angular velocity. Moment of inertia into angular velocity. So moment of inertia is I into omega. This is how it is represented. Okay, children. So it is generally given for those bodies which revolve in a circular orbit. So now, children, this is the angular momentum, and angular momentum of an electron in an atom is given by a value, fixed value, that is mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. So like energy, children, the value of angular momentum of an electron will also have a definite or discrete value. The value of angular momentum of any electron will not be of their own, वो खुद की उनकी एंगुलर मोमेंटम की कोई वैल्यू नहीं होगी, बल्कि उनकी जो एंगुलर मोमेंटम की वैल्यू होगी वो एक डेफिनेट एंड डिस्क्रीट वैल्यू ही होगी. सो the angular momentum is given by this formula, as I've told you, mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. Okay children, and you can see mvr is the angular momentum, and here this angular momentum is an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Children, here n is any integer having value 1 2 3 4 like this. So angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Here the value of h upon 2 pi is fixed, children. H is Planck's constant, pi is having a fixed value. So therefore the angular momentum is quantized. The value of angular momentum of any electron is quantized, because here the value of n will be what, children? 1 2 3 4. It is an integer, and h upon 2 pi is having a fixed value. H, Planck's constant, is fixed value, pi is again having a fixed value. So angular momentum is quantized. Okay children, now here you can say that m is the mass of the electron. Okay, v is the tangential velocity of the revolving electron. Children, v, this will give you the velocity, and that velocity too is tangential velocity of the electron. Tangentially the velocity of the electron that is revolving. So this will represent the v, and r is the radius of the orbit, children. Okay, r is the radius of the orbit. Like here in this figure, this is the radius of the orbit, and suppose it is moving, electron is moving from this point to this point with certain velocity. So the velocity is the tangential velocity, children, and r is the radius of the orbit, and m is the mass of the electron. Okay children, h is the Planck's constant, and pi is again having a fixed value. So we can say that the angular momentum of an electron of an atom is quantized. It do not have a value of its own. Its value is children, how the value is? It is having a discrete and a definite value. Okay, so that is what is quantized value. Now when the electron in an atom are in the lowest energy state, okay, when the electron in an atom are in their lowest energy state, they keep on revolving in their respective orbits without losing energy, because energy can neither be lost nor gained continuously. This state of atom is called normal or ground state. So children, when the electrons in an atom are in the lowest energy state, when the energy is lowest for any electron which is revolving in a circular orbit, suppose this electron which is moving in a circular orbit is having a lowest energy. Okay children, then what will happen? This electron which is moving with the lowest energy state, they keep on revolving around the nucleus in their orbit without losing energy. These electrons will not lose their energy, because, and they keep on revolving because energy can neither be lost nor gained continuously. Okay children, so this state, when the electron is not going to lose its energy and it is going to revolve continuously in their orbit, then that is known as normal or the ground state. Okay children, now what will happen? Suppose here this is the ground state of the electron in which it is revolving, having energy En1. Okay, now children, what happens? This is the first orbit and this is the last orbit of this atom. Okay, so now what will happen? Either the energy is emitted or it is absorbed. Okay, so now what happens? If this electron will absorb energy, then this electron is going to jump to this energy level. So this is the ground state having the lowest energy, and this electron on absorbing the energy of which is given by any radiation of certain frequency. If you strike a radiation of certain frequency on this atom, then this electron which is in the ground state will absorb the energy and will jump from the lower energy state to the highest energy state of this atom. Now children, this energy, this highest energy state is E2 and the lowest energy state is E1. So the change in energy will be equals to delta E is equals to E2 minus E1. Highest energy state minus lowest energy state will give you the change in energy, or the difference of energy between the two energy states. Now children, whenever energy is absorbed, electron jumps from lower energy state to higher energy state. And children, whenever there is loss of energy, then the electron will come back to its ground state. After you remove this radiation of certain frequency, then again this electron which has gained energy and jumped to this level will again come back to its original ground state. Okay children? Now, this is what is exactly Bohr's model is. Now children, as you know that energy formula we have done, there the value of energy is written negative. It is negative. So tomorrow we'll be discussing electron energy as negative energy. This topic we'll be discussing tomorrow. We'll be discussing about the useful of Bohr's model of atom, and we'll be discussing about the limitations also. So that's all for today children. I just hope the topic is clear to you all. You all take care. Thank you and have a nice day.